Hi Queens, Sam here. I hope that you're doing good. My video today is about sharing with you the secrets to building passive income. When it comes to building wealth, you need to find ways to actually implement passive income streams. And the reason why that's important is essentially that we all have a limited amount of time. So the more you can find ways to increase your income, let's say per hour, the better it is. So then you don't need to be putting your time actively into that particular income stream to be able to get the money. And so my video today was inspired by 3 different videos that I've watched on YouTube by 3 different content creator, Black women, just like me, just like you. And the first one is by Stephanie Perry. And her video is essentially a side hustle secrets that no one tells Black women. The second one is by Bola Shankubi on her platform Clever Girl Finance, and she shares 19 best passive income ideas that are less common. And the third one is by Vanessa on her platform Launch to Wealth, side hustle secrets that no one tells women. So I'm going to be inspiring myself from those videos, but really sharing those secrets in the perspective of building wealth. And I'm going to be using a specific example throughout the video here so you can better understand essentially why those secrets are important and that you need to essentially keep them in mind as you're actually building wealth. The first secret to building passive income is take action. So you need to take action. Ladies, it doesn't matter how many videos on building wealth that you are watching, how many books about that you are reading, how many workshops that you're going to, how many coaching that you're attending. It doesn't matter until you take action. And that's very important. And I really always emphasize that it's good that you actually educating yourself. And this platform is all about educating ourselves. However, you also need to make sure that you are taking action, because that's from there that you will be able to build the wealth. And when I say take action, you need to be able to be very intentional and focused and really know why you're taking certain action compared to others, because you can take so many action when it comes to building wealth. One thing that is very important, especially when it comes to building wealth and that you want to put in place passive income, is that you need to make sure that you are acquiring cash flowing assets or that you are building cash flowing assets. So the example that I'm going to be using here is essentially real estate. As you guys know, I am very passionate about real estate investing. So we are going to be using an example about real estate. So let's say for a house. So essentially taking action, you have to decide if you really interested in real estate investing. At one point you're going to be deciding on any strategy that you want to have with real estate investing. And I've shared on this on my platform before, different ways that you can actually get into real estate investing. The example we're going to be using here is really you acquiring the asset, so essentially the house. And to me, even if it's a house that you're planning on living in, I still consider it a cash flowing asset, because there are ways that you can actually leverage the house itself to be able to make money off it. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So in this case, you will be acquiring the cash flowing asset, you'll be acquiring the house itself. So you're taking action by buying the property, by buying the building, buying the asset. And definitely before doing that, you will have done your due diligence, looking at the location, making sure the building is sound by having inspection. You would have already talked with your broker to get the best deal in terms of your mortgage. So many things that you have already done. And also just making sure that this is really an asset that is it's a sound investment for you and that you can actually leverage it to make money. So an example of that is essentially there are some condominium buildings where when you buy the condo, in the documents they clearly say that you cannot rent the property, like do a short-term rental for the property. So if your idea of buying that particular condo was to put it on Airbnb or do short-term rental another way, then maybe you don't want to acquire that condo. So it's something that you need to keep in mind. Really have a strategy already for that particular condo that you are acquiring. So that's one thing. So definitely the first secret, take action. The second thing is increase your knowledge. So definitely you already have knowledge that you have built before taking action. But even after, actually, definitely once you actually acquire the cash flowing asset, essentially you have to increase your knowledge in seeing what are the ways that you can actually build passive income for that particular asset. So when we take a house that you have purchased, there are so many ways that you can definitely build passive income. One of the ways, again, you can decide to rent a portion of the house. Let's say if it's a duplex and you're living in one unit, you can rent out the second unit. Even if it's a house, you have 3 bedrooms, you're living in one room, you can rent out the other 2 bedrooms. You can Airbnb those bedrooms, and sometimes it's actually better when you Airbnb them instead of renting them long term, because essentially you can probably make more money. Again, it's the same asset that you're renting and you're making passive income from it. So money is coming from the same asset. The other thing you can do also when you buy the house is that you can decide to rent some part of the house that nothing to do with rooms, but maybe you have a finished basement that someone can use as a studio for like a couple of days for whatever that they need to do, or you have like a garage that you're not using and you can rent out that garage. So you need to actually increase your knowledge in seeing how from that same asset you can build different streams of passive incomes. And Stephanie Perry mentions that in her video. It's really, she calls it essentially, from one river creating different streams, and that's what it is. And the idea behind it is that you don't want to have different, like be dealing with different assets, but if you find ways to actually acquire one asset which is going to be giving you different streams of passive income, then you definitely well off, because essentially you just need to increase your knowledge about that asset and see what are the different ways that you can actually leverage it. So another way that you can also, another passive income that you can build with the house is rent your roof. I have a friend actually who's renting currently her roof to a company that needed to install solar panels. So she's literally making $10,000, $15,000 a year by just renting a roof. The roof is already there, whether she rents it out or no, it doesn't change anything for her. But she's leveraging that her house, because she already acquires the house, it's already in her possession, to definitely see increase her passive income. So that's literally very passive, because she doesn't do anything. They maintain those solar panels and they're just like sending her money monthly for essentially using her roof for those solar panels. So there you have it. That's the secret. The second secret to building passive income is really increasing your knowledge about the cash flowing asset that you have acquired or that you have built, and see what are the different ways that you can actually build your different streams of passive income. Then the third secret about building passive income when it comes to building wealth is that you need to collaborate. You need to find ways to collaborate and definitely keep in touch with your audience need. So what do I mean by that? So when it comes, let's say, to your house, you have that real estate property and you already have different way of leveraging that real estate property to make money. One thing that you want to keep in mind is that there are so many people in that field, the real estate investing. So you need to essentially collaborate with them, because ideas are going to be coming from your network of people doing the same thing just like you. And it's really hard to be, coming with ideas on your own. You may come up with some ideas, but definitely having a network of people who are doing the same thing that you're collaborating with, doing different activities with, even if it's a workshop or like you guys are creating courses together, there are like so many ideas that you can actually get from being in a community of like-minded people who are doing the same thing, and they can provide you with ideas and even ways to actually increase your knowledge and the different ways of building passive income from that same asset. And what do I mean by you keeping in touch with your audience needs? At the end of the day, when we take a house that you, let's say, you're renting out maybe to a certain category of people. So let's say if your target audience are like students, because your property is really close to a university or a college, you need to keep in mind what will be convenient for them. Usually students, they like to pay the rent, everything included. So you need to be ready to offer a rent that's going to include utilities, internet, all of those things, so then they don't have to think about it and maybe take the chance to actually forget about paying a bill. So that's one thing that you really want to keep in mind, and really stay, even when you have your tenants, keep a good communication with them and just see what do people want out there, so you can adjust your offer, and making sure that you can actually get traction when you, let's say, renting your place, and you can also get the best price by doing so. So that's what I mean by really collaborating with your community of people doing the same thing like you, and also keeping in touch with your audience, because that's going to be helping you to reinforce everything that you have built and making sure that you actually reach wealth faster. So there you have it. Those are the 3 secrets that I really wanted to share with you today when it comes to building passive income in the perspective of building wealth. I'm gonna finish by just clearly telling a hard truth about passive income. We say passive income, but remember, and those 3 ladies, so Stephanie Perry, Vanessa, and also Bola, they have said it clearly in their videos, and I cannot agree more. Essentially, even before that income becomes passive, there is work to be done. And to be honest with you, there's still work to be done after you have put that passive income in place. You need to find ways to actually keep it up. So you can't just start renting a place and not make sure that the place is clean, maintain the place, make sure that it's actually well taken care of between tenants. People are not going to be coming and renting your place if it's not attractive to them. So yes, it is passive in a way that essentially you already have the asset, and you just have to essentially be, getting money flowing out from that asset. But there is still a little bit of work that you need to do to keep up with that passive income. That doesn't mean that you have to be the one doing the work. You can hire people to clean the place. There's so many things. You can hire an accountant to keep everything, expenses and income in check. There's so many things that you can actually, outsource. However, no passive income is entirely passive as far as I'm concerned. There's still some upkeep to be done even after the income is established and considered passive. So it's mostly passive, but not 100% entirely passive. So there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to hit the like button and the subscribe as well. Make sure to hit the notification bell for the next video that I'll be sharing with you. We are still doing our October no spend month challenge, so I'm coming up soon with my week 4 update on how things are going on my end, and I hope that on your end things have been going amazing, and I can't wait to hear in the comments how things are going for you. So remember to also share with me in the comments on this video, what do you think about those secrets? Is there any other secrets that definitely that you can think of when it comes to building passive income in the perspective of building wealth? Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, keep on building wealth.